Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
Why so?
I've just overall just thought I'm thankful for like a lot of things he's done since he's got in office, and even before that, I thought he'd be a person that would kind of just really rattle Washington and just change some things that I thought everything were just always going in the same direction. No big changes were happening in our country.
Okay. So what changes that do you think that were good? And how did he rattle Washington that you think is so great?
I think one of the biggest thing for me is just the pro-life position he's had. I mean, I know him personally; he's kind of waffled in a lot of ways and went back and forth and kind of changed his position. But like he was able to get conservative justices in there to make that overall change.
Can I ask you a
So
question?
that it put it back. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that he's a? Do you think that it's after conception?
I lean towards the yeah, but I mean, I obviously I don't know. I mean, I've personally went back and forth myself and just like I used to not think it was one way or the other. I was kind of like open to it. I became a Christian since then, and then I kind of my views have kind of changed a little bit, and then I
Do you
just
believe in
I'm
separation of
more
church and state?
yes.
Okay, so then you wouldn't use religious arguments as justification for why something should be illegal, correct?
Correct.
So then why should abortion be illegal for people who are not Christian?
I just would be want to be a person that's like more cautious, like because we don't know at the end of the day whether it is or not really, and it's just like it's a human life, whether it's like the personhood and all that is there, or if it takes more time. I'm just like a like where I just would want to be more cautious if it is something, if it is the life, or if it is like could be committed. That it's like we would do everything we can to like prevent that. I'm not saying like because I would like before I became a Christian, I was like, yeah, like if
Is it murder after conception? Like when does it become?
I mean, people would be doing it unknowingly, but it's like they like because it's just you don't see it. It's not visible to us. We don't know whether it's there.
Wait, I can give you
Uh,
conditions in which they do know it's there.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you would
and in that
you would know that.
condition, is it after conception?
I would say yeah, but I
Okay.
mean, I
So,
would
so
like
then here's my question.
before this changed.
Donald
Yeah,
Trump is less pro-life under your own position because he wanted to pay for IVF. He wanted to increase access to IVF, which actually for each patient, there are multiple zygotes and embryos that are discarded. So it actually people who engage in IVF are serial murderers, and under your view, they should be sent to prison, right? Because they're serial murderers, right?
no, I'm not saying to be sent to prison. Like I'm just saying. Uh,
Then they're not.
I mean, in our day and age, it's like we're living in like a fallen world. It's kind of it's a messed up situation we're in right now, and it's like I would just kind of just people be as careful as possible.
So you
And
don't think even if it's just murder, that means that they should go to prison? So then why do you think abortion should be illegal, and why do you agree with Donald Trump's position in leaving it up to the states?
no, I'm not saying like so. You're tripping me on stuff. No, it is the law what it is based on the state's decision. I'm just saying it got sent back to the states so people at different could decide. It's more um, somebody in California is they're doing their thing, and people over in other states are doing their what they deem as law.
And if there's federal
Yeah,
protection of access to abortion, that means each family, each person can choose what's right for them, and you don't have other people's laws enforcing upon what you can or cannot do in terms of the context of abortion prior to viability. So like if you want there to be more autonomy and freedom, you would have been against Donald Trump leaving it up to the states because all the states are getting access to do is restrict people's autonomy and freedom.
yeah. I mean, I just think just having it not just be a blanket like state across the nation. It's just people were like it had to be done. Like they didn't have to go somewhere where they go somewhere else if they needed to do that. It was just being thrust upon everybody, like
What do
just
you mean?
that law of just having Roe versus Wade, just being put on everybody. Everybody was just under that, as
Roe
opposed
versus
to
Wade restricted the law from being applied to you. It allowed it to be federally protected legal access to abortion prior to viability. That is less government.
I don't know if I'm not understanding your line of reasoning, what you're saying. Okay. No,
Roe versus Wade being in place means that there's
yeah,
less government. Roe versus Wade not being in place means there's more government.
Roe versus Wade being so. I mean, it just, to me, I've always just thought of it, just Roe versus Wade was just uh, people had access to abortion if they needed it, if they wanted it, and that it gave them that. And
Yeah, prior to
people,
viability, after viability, right? It was left up to the states.
where do you think viability? When do you think that starts?
That's determined medically. It's between 22 through 26 weeks, typically.
But why is that? Like, is that just because like the heartbeat is happening then, or?
No, medically, you can, like, the fetus can survive out of the womb at that point at higher levels.
But it's just, it becomes like a slippery slope. It's like, why does that just why does that I mean, it's like worthy of staying alive, as opposed to, why is it at that point that it's worthy? Just because it can stay
Well,
outside of
that's
the
that's
womb?
not my standard. My standard is sentience. But
Can you I
that's closer to, it's closer to viability than is closer to the beginning of pregnancy. It's like
when
basically the
okay
same.
when you say
Basically matches up.
when you say sentience, I
First
hear that
first
term
person,
thrown all the
yeah, first person subjective experience. That's what it is.
so you would say you would lean more towards that as the point,
Yeah.
but you would. I mean, so I'm kind of with you. Like, I know, like, before I like became a Christian, I wasn't like that. I was just like, yeah, if someone wants to get rid of it, get rid of it. We don't see it, whatever. But like, since I became a Christian, I've just, I guess, my viewpoints have shifted. Like, it's life, and I
But
mean,
like,
there is the whole.
at what point is it valuable? Like, I don't think that you would say people are if they pull the plug on an individual in their family that are brain dead, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think you think they're. I don't think you think that
Yeah.
they've committed a sin when they do that. And if they haven't committed a sin, well, then it's not a sin to end cellular life. It's a sin to end sentient life. And that's the distinction. It's past or present and future subjective experience. That condition, if they don't meet that condition, well, then they're not considered a person, right, under my view.
But I mean, when I say like somebody else is I would say I'm a. Like Jesus said, if you've had anger in your heart towards someone, you've committed in your heart. Yeah, I know you're rolling your eyes. I see that. But I mean,
Dude,
that's what it is.
calling yourself a is unhinged.
I mean, that's what he said. Like, it's
No, 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 no. Like, seriously,
starts in your heart.
think about that for a second, about what you're saying. You calling yourself a is unhinged.
I mean, it's just different degrees of it. Whatever, you know what I mean. Like, you can use it in the context, like. And you obviously know what I'm saying when I say that you've had anger towards someone. It starts there. It's like somebody can have anger towards someone and they just don't have the
So to
ability to
clarify,
carry
if
it
someone
out.
has anger towards that makes them a
The whole point is, like, we've all like had
I'm
anger
I'm
towards
I'm
people.
I'm just asking you. Is that true?
I mean, if you had a chance that I mean, like, it's, if you wanted to, wasn't an innocent person. You know what I mean? It's like like, I guess there's different.
Obviously not.
But I mean, it's it starts that's where it starts. It just begins in your heart, and it's just how much the ability you have to carry it out. It's just uh, the whole point is that no one's better than anyone else. That's what I would say. Like,
What?
it's not like,
Wait, did you say no one's better than anyone else? Do you think that you're not better than him?
no, I don't think I'm better than what. I mean, what do you like? That it's like, Anybody like could
You think
given
so? I
whatever
just want to clarify. You think you are on the same level of badness as?
I'm not gonna say I'm better than anyone else. I'm not gonna. Why you just because you think that like you think
You don't think you're better than a serial
why
killer?
it's I think it's but for the grace of God go it's like anybody if you think you're better than someone else it's because God has given you a little bit grace in this time. If you were able to carry out all that your heart's desire or whatever at any
No, just
moment,
think. I have a question. Is your mom a better person than?
yes, my mom was a better person than.
Okay, so you obviously believe that. Why aren't you willing to say it about yourself, you fucking idiot?
I just don't. I mean, I'm not going to be a person. I don't think I'm going to say I'm better than anyone else.
Okay, I'm sorry. If you can say that your mom is better than you, should be able to say that you yourself are better as well. And if you don't say that, well, then that's a fucking insane perspective.
But why? So
Why?
you
Why? If you think you're on the same moral level as someone who committed a gen, I'm sorry. I'm confused how you would think that's okay to say out loud. Do you think you're on the same moral level as a pedophile who children?
so everybody has
I'm
their
asking
own
you,
sins.
are you on the
Yeah.
same moral level of badness?
I'm not going to say that I'm better than anyone. Like I think it just but for the grace of God go I. You're if you just want to say that you're
Unhinged,
better than
unhinged, unhinged perspective. Yes, yes, I am better than yes, I am better than gen people. Yes, I am better than serial. It is an unhinged perspective to say that you aren't better than serial. And that's why you conceded to the idea that your mom is a better person. Are you a better person than?
I'm not. So I have not had the. I don't have this. I didn't have the same things as had available.
Are
Like
you? What do you mean you did? What?
I hope I would never do that. I hope like you would
What do
put
you
me
mean
in
you
line.
hope?
Everybody's calling Donald Trump
You know for
all day
certain
long.
you'll never do that. What do you mean you hope?
What are you talking about, man?
No, what are you talking about? Do you hear yourself right now? What do you mean you hope? You know for certain you
Because
wouldn't do that.
you're saying that you're just better than other people. You can just say like, okay,
Yes,
you can
I'm
always
better
throw.
than. Yes, I'm
You
better
can
than
throw
child.
anything.
Yes. What? Why
You
don't you
can
think
act.
that
You're
about
the one
yourself?
acting
I'm
all like you
sorry.
did.
You are unhinged. Please tell me you're rage baiting.
What does that even mean?
Oh god damn it, please. You're obviously trying to say things dishonestly in order to like provoke me to have an emotional reaction.
No, I have not. I'm not. You're asking me in a
Dude,
line of
I'm sorry.
questioning.
I'm sorry, then you're insane. This is a reasonable crash out, Chad. This guy's insane. Like, I'm sorry. Think about what you're saying right now. Just genuinely sit down for a second. You know that you're in front of like 6,000 people,
You're
right?
trying to take something out. You're trying to take me out to like a logical try a line
I'm
of
not
reasoning
trying
and
to
everything
take you
like
out, I
that.
promise.
Yes, you are. Well, yeah, you're trying to put like you throw these gotcha things at you or whatever. Like just, but if you're hearing what I'm saying, and if the Bible, it makes we're all a level playing field, and it's like yes, he was obviously a terrible person. He did evil things, But the person that doesn't have the power that he has, you don't know what kind of character they're going to be when they actually are put in that position. You don't know that, and you don't know that you wouldn't do whatever he did.
Oh, my live just got suspended. For harassment and bullying? I get it for harassment and bullying. Are you serious? Unhinged. Why whenever it is the case that someone else says something unhinged in my live and I have a normal human response, does TikTok ban me?